One of the key elements of Lean is recognizing the changes that need to be made to your firm, but more importantly, actually sustaining those changes. So one of the tools we use at The Perfect Practice is called the one-page plan. And it's called as such because it's actually on one page. It's much easier than a traditional business plan and simply takes minutes to prepare. So I recommend you would use this plan at least every month or so, or even 8 weeks or 3 months. And so it's a lot easier to read if you're developing this plan and it's all on one page. So the first part of this plan is the now analysis. That's the easy part. It's working out where you as a firm are now in terms of your key elements of your business. And so we could say that your sales are flat. We could say your profits are declining. Your marketing strategy has lapsed. It's not a particularly healthy firm, this. And your people are leaving. You can be as definitive as you like with that section. You can put in numbers, you can put in what you want there, but as long as it captures where you are now, it's the important part. I should say that the firm's name would go in the center and the date that you're completing this plan. And then we go across to the where section over here in the top right-hand corner. And more often than not, we'd start by putting in your sustainable competitive advantage, what we call SCA. It's your point of difference. It's why you're different to other firms. So the first thing there would be articulating your sustainable competitive advantage. And perhaps the next one would be the specific objectives for your firm, perhaps wrapped up in a vision or a mission. And then you may want to have regard to some of the points that you've addressed here and highlighted here. Say, for example, sales, profit growth of 20%. You want to reduce your labour churn by 15%. Again, you're addressing some specific points here. So now you've identified where you are with your business, where you want to be at some point in time. Then we work out the how of moving from where you are now to where you want to be. And we do that, first of all, by recognizing the strategies that you need to consider to move you forward. A strategy, to my mind, simply means intentional decision making for the future. And so to identify the strategies, clearly the most important one would be a marketing strategy because it's lapsed. And you need that strategy in order to improve your sales and your profitability. And so the first one I would put in there would be a marketing strategy, but I would always phrase it by starting with to have. So in this case, is to have a marketing strategy in place so that it is expressed differently. But I'll just note marketing strategy in there for the moment. We should always have a strategy as well because people are leaving. We should have a people management strategy. And finally, I think it would be useful in this set of circumstances to have a financial strategy. Now, for each of these strategies, we need to do something with them. And so in this next section, we create at least, I often use 3 action points for each of the strategies. And for the marketing strategy, you'd identify the steps needed to be taken in order to move that strategy forward over a point in time. And you do that for each of the, identify 3 critical ones for the marketing strategy, identify the 3 most important ones for your people management strategy, and similarly the 3 most important ones for your finance strategy. Then you allocate who is going to do this. So it could be Alan does that, Chris does that, Kim does that. And similarly, Kim does that, Alan does that, and Chris does that, and so on and so on. And the most important thing is the timing. When are you going to do it by? And so the date goes in that particular box there. So using this monthly, you can go back to it and say, have you done that, etc., etc. So you're keeping the strategy moving. So we've started off with the now analysis. We've worked out where we want to be with the various points together with the sustainable competitive advantage and the vision for our business. We've identified 3 major strategies that will allow us to go forward to the where analysis, and then identify the various steps we need to take in order to move those strategies forward. And obviously then allocate them to various people within the organisation and give them a timing by which those actions are completed. As you can see, in a couple of minutes, we've managed to do a 1-page plan. Yes, it's a basic one, but you're capable of producing a plan in a matter of minutes. One other thing you could do with a 1-page plan is perhaps create another one across here for marketing. And so you'd have a marketing 1-page plan. If you want to drill down deeper into the marketing side, you've got where you are now with your marketing, where you want to be with your marketing. You've got 3 very specific marketing strategies you want to follow. And then you've got 9 action points at least to move that marketing strategy forward, together with the accountability, the person doing it, and the time needed to do it. Similarly, you could do a people plan. And a people 1-page plan would be very much the same. Where are you now with your people? Where do you want to be? And what 3 major strategies under the people management banner do you want to implement to identify the various action points, etc. And if you want to take it to the ultimate level, you can have one for yourself. And you can have your personal 1-page plan. So if that's me, this is what I am now, this is what I want to be, these are my strategies for getting there, these are my action points to follow within the next month or 2 months or 3 months, and of course all the accountabilities are mine and I set my timings there. So you can either have a 1-page plan that's horizontal, or you can have one that's actually vertical. But either way, a 1-page plan is a great tool for identifying where you want to be, how you're going to do it, and also making sure that the changes that you're putting in place are sustained. That's the 1-page plan.